consented in. So I think going back to that other point, that having a very personalized career center will help students want to come in and talk to anybody who's working there, and then therefore make them a better student and a better professional.
Yeah, and having those familiar faces in a smaller environment is definitely a lot more welcoming. So for instance, I was applying for a very important job that I've kind of always wanted, and Kyle in our CALS Career Center was very, very implemental and influential and important in helping me attain that job. We did a mock interview, we practiced questions that they might ask me. He looked over my resume, helped me, ask some really great questions during the interview, and that's definitely not a resource that I would have had I gone to the regular career center over at U of A. Do you guys have any other questions for us?
I have a question that's related to Google Forms. I'm not that familiar. Were you able to correlate, you asked about their majors, right?
Yeah.
Were you able to correlate that with any of the other questions in terms of whether the Norton School people were less interested because we're already getting networking opportunities? Or?
Yeah, so what we did, we grouped the majors because there were 14 different majors, so we kind of go to majors.
That's a really good question. I'm curious even as to what the Norton School response was.
So I think we did nutritional sciences and microbiology, and then we did plant sciences, natural resources, and environmental sciences. So we did similar majors, and we grouped them together and split them apart into 6 subgroups, and we found that among all of those groupings there wasn't a big difference in any of the questions. We definitely took the time and we went through the last 5 questions to see if there was anything significantly different between colleges, but they all ended up having the same kind of percentile differences between everything. So it seems like the students that answered, it was the same no matter what college they were in or what department. Yeah.
Was there any bias in those 6 groups in terms of the numbers of students in each?
I think that the economics group definitely answered a lot more of the questions, as well as the vet side and the animal science. I think that was in part thanks to Sophie, because she
individually messaged the survey to a lot of my classmates.
Did you do the same?
I sort of did. I posted it on my Facebook.
So there definitely was some bias. Fortunately, not too many people from biosystems engineering answered, so that's something we took into account, and then we looked back at the numbers. And again, we sent out another survey blast, but that's a good thing that we need to present and show that, okay, though there wasn't too much difference in the major clusters, perhaps if this were to be done again, that push to get more from specific majors if there's a great discrepancy.
Was there a difference, you may not have looked at this, but was there a difference in response rates across the majors?
So that's what, when we refer to how many, I'm sorry, I may not understand your question, but
percent of people that you sent it to who actually responded to the survey.
Right, so when we say how many results we got, that's, so for example, we had, I think, about